The first one I used a premium membership with was Hinge. I feel like Hinge wasn't really worth the premium subscription, if I'm being honest. But what I did like about it is I had access to additional filters. Currently, with the free option, you can filter by religion, you can filter by ethnicity, and you can filter by like monogamy, so what kind of relationship style they're looking for. But with the premium subscription, you can filter for additional things. So I was looking for somebody who was looking for a life partner. Sometimes I would also add long-term relationship, but I really wanted someone who was looking for marriage. I also would filter by level of education because I typically date people who at least have an undergraduate degree, but most of the people I've dated over the last few years also have graduate degrees. I kept the filter for someone who was at least somewhat religious. I wanted somebody who was looking for monogamy, and those were sort of the main things I was looking at. I forgot to mention that on Hinge, I was filtering also for people who do want children, and most of the time I was looking for someone who does not have children. And I found when I then put those filters in place, you realize that there actually are not that many people who have the qualities you're looking for who are on the dating apps. So I'm glad I got that premium subscription. I got like a 50% coupon for 1 month. I feel like for that price, it was okay, but it really just showed me there were not that many eligible bachelors on Hinge for me to look for. So after the 1 month of my premium subscription, I canceled it, and I still use Hinge, the free option, but I definitely put much less time into Hinge now just because I realize there are very few men on there that I am interested in. During the time I had my premium Hinge subscription, I also had downloaded Tinder, and I had not used Tinder for like 5 years because honestly people refer to Tinder as like a hookup app. But I thought, you know what, let me try it again, let me see. So Tinder now does let you select like what you're looking for. So I wanted somebody who's looking for a long-term relationship. They do have these sort of like community things that you can join, or like groups that you can join. So for example, you can join a group and it shows people who are only looking for long-term relationships as opposed to something that's like just casual. Tinder has so many people, especially in a city like Toronto. So I signed up for the 1 week premium subscription. Part of the issue with the Tinder premium subscription is you can put in filters, but it will still show you people who don't have those requirements. So I remember saying I wanted somebody who had like a graduate or undergraduate degree, someone who wanted children, someone who didn't have children, but it couldn't necessarily guarantee it was only going to show you those people. What it would just do is it would show you at the bottom of each person's profile how many of the categories you selected they meet. On the one hand, if you don't see anything at the bottom, you know the person doesn't really have a lot of things in common with you or what you're looking for. But for a premium subscription, you really should filter out the other people. One of the other benefits of the premium membership is you can go in incognito mode so people can't see you unless you have swiped on them. Anyway, after my 1 week trial, I deleted Tinder. There just were not people I was interested in on there, and I think because you are able to create a profile with so few requirements, like you don't have to have a bio or anything like that, I had no way of knowing I was gonna like somebody outside of just physical appearance. And as somebody who does identify as asexual, and by that I mean I am not ever really immediately attracted to somebody, it takes time of getting to know them, talking to them, understanding their personality for me to have any sort of idea if I'm even attracted to them, let alone want to be in a romantic relationship with them. So an app like Tinder is definitely not designed for people like me who would identify as asexual in that way. The one I most recently tried was Bumble Premium. And the reason I did that is Bumble makes it look like there are so many people out there. Like in Toronto, I was constantly just every day seeing new and new people. I had finally gotten to the end and like run out of people that day. And then I logged back on the next day and there are like 50 people again. I just couldn't believe how many new people were joining the app every day. Either that or Bumble just hides some of the people so you're not able to access everybody. But either way, I was just feeling like it was taking up too much of my time swiping on these apps. So because of that, I decided to pay for the Bumble premium membership, which would allow me to add a lot more filters. So now I can filter by religion, which I don't believe you can do on the Bumble regular, like the free version. I am now filtering by level of education. I want to filter for someone who does want children. And again, not really looking for someone who has kids. The last thing, and I should have actually said this first, is I'm looking for someone who wants marriage. Once I had those filters in, there were so few people who actually met the filters that I was looking for, which is very helpful for me to understand, because I feel like without this premium membership, I would have been wasting a lot of my time on an app which doesn't really have people who are looking for the same things as me. And it also is forcing me to be more open to meeting people in different ways. When you feel like you have a plethora of choice on the dating apps, you don't really feel the need to put yourself out there in person in the same way. So now in 2026, one of my goals is to focus on meeting more people, meeting people who are looking to settle down. I'm definitely entering this new year in a way where I don't intend to just use dating apps. It's good to have as an option, but if you are someone who's looking for a serious long-term relationship, it's definitely not what I would put all of my energy into.